Portable storage units used as Jobsite offices are typically classified as temporary structures under the International Building Code (IBC). When wiring these structures, several factors must be considered to ensure safety and code compliance. For concealed wiring within metal stud walls, BX, or metal-clad cable is generally permissible, provided it is properly secured and stapled according to the National Electrical Code (NEC). However, for any wiring run externally, even temporarily, electrical metallic tubing, or IMT, is typically required. BX and other metal flex are generally not permitted for external runs due to their vulnerability to physical damage and environmental factors. To achieve economic wiring for these structures, consider the following options. Firstly, conduit. E&T is a cost-effective and code-compliant option for external wiring, offering protection against physical damage and weather conditions. Secondly, surface-mounted raceway. This method allows for running wires on the surface of the building, providing a concealed and protected path without the need for embedding wires within walls. Thirdly, flexible cord. For short-term external connections, such as powering tools or lighting, heavy-duty flexible cords can be used, but ensure they are appropriately rated for the environment and application. Other essential considerations include grounding, ventilation, lighting, security, and fire protection. Grounding is crucial for electrical safety. Ensure that the electrical system is properly grounded to minimize the risk of electrical shock and to provide a path for fault current to flow back to the source, tripping a breaker or fuse. Ventilation is vital to prevent condensation and excessive heat buildup within the portable office. Adequate ventilation helps to maintain a safe and comfortable working environment and prevent damage to electrical equipment. Lighting should be energy efficient. Consider using light-emitting diode (LED) lighting fixtures, which consume less energy and have a longer lifespan compared to traditional lighting options. Security measures are important to prevent unauthorized access to the electrical system and equipment. Install locks and other security measures to protect against theft and vandalism. Fire protection is paramount. Equip the units with fire extinguishers and smoke detectors to ensure the safety of occupants in the event of a fire. When selecting wiring methods and materials, always adhere to local building codes and best practices for electrical installations. It is advisable to consult with a qualified electrician for professional guidance and to ensure compliance with all applicable safety regulations. Be particularly mindful of potential hazards such as moisture, dust, and vibrations when choosing wiring methods, as these factors can affect the performance and longevity of the electrical system. Now let's delve into the specifics of each wiring method, starting with BX cable for concealed wiring. BX cable, also known as armored cable, consists of insulated conductors wrapped in a flexible metal sheath. The metal sheath provides mechanical protection for the conductors, making it suitable for use in concealed locations where it is not exposed to physical damage. When installing BX cable, it is important to properly secure it to the studs using appropriate staples or clamps. The staples or clamps should be spaced at intervals recommended by the National Electrical Code, typically every 1.5 feet, and within 12 inches of any box or fitting. It is also important to ensure that the cable is not bent or kinked, as this can damage the insulation and lead to electrical problems. Next, let's discuss electrical metallic tubing, or IMT, for external wiring. ENT is a thin-walled steel conduit that provides excellent protection for electrical conductors against physical damage and environmental factors. It is relatively lightweight and easy to install, making it a popular choice for both indoor and outdoor applications. When installing ENT, it is important to use appropriate fittings and connectors to ensure a secure and watertight connection. The conduit should be supported at intervals recommended by the National Electrical Code, typically every 10 feet, and within 3 feet of any box or fitting. It is also important to ream the cut ends of the conduit to remove any sharp edges that could damage the insulation of the conductors. Surface-mounted raceway is another option for running wires on the surface of the building. Raceway is a channel or enclosure designed to hold electrical wires and cables. It is typically made of metal or plastic and is available in a variety of sizes and shapes to accommodate different wiring needs. Surface-mounted raceway can be used to conceal and protect wires while providing easy access for maintenance and repairs. When installing surface-mounted raceway, it is important to choose a raceway that is appropriate for the environment and application. For example, if the raceway is exposed to moisture or sunlight, it should be made of a weather-resistant material. The raceway should also be properly secured to the building surface using appropriate fasteners. Finally, let's discuss flexible cords for short-term external connections. Flexible cords are used to connect portable equipment, such as power tools and lighting, to a power source. They are typically made of stranded copper conductors insulated with a flexible material such as rubber or plastic. When using flexible cords, it is important to choose a cord that is appropriately rated for the voltage, amperage, and environment in which it will be used. The cord should also be inspected regularly for damage, such as cuts, abrasions, and frayed insulation. Damaged cords should be replaced immediately to prevent electrical shock or fire hazards. In addition to these wiring methods, there are several other considerations that are important for ensuring the safety and reliability of the electrical system in a portable job site office. These include grounding, overcurrent protection, and wiring devices. Grounding is essential for protecting against electrical shock and preventing damage to equipment. The grounding system should be designed and installed in accordance with the National Electrical Code. Overcurrent protection devices, such as circuit breakers and fuses, are used to protect the wiring and equipment from damage due to overloads and short circuits. The overcurrent protection devices should be sized appropriately for the circuit and should be installed in a readily accessible location. Wiring devices, such as receptacles and switches, should be of high quality and should be installed in accordance with the National Electrical Code. The wiring devices should be properly grounded and should be protected from physical damage. When selecting electrical equipment for a portable job site office, it is important to consider the environmental conditions in which the equipment will be used. For example, if the office is located in a damp or dusty environment, it is important to choose equipment that is rated for those conditions. It is also important to consider the power requirements of the equipment and to ensure that the electrical system is capable of supplying the necessary power. Regular inspection and maintenance of the electrical system are essential for ensuring its continued safety and reliability. The electrical system should be inspected at least annually by a qualified electrician. Any problems that are identified during the inspection should be corrected promptly. By following these guidelines, it is possible to safely and economically wire portable job site offices. Remember to always consult with a qualified electrician for professional guidance and to ensure compliance with all applicable codes and regulations. In addition to the above information, it is also important to consider the following when wiring portable job site offices. Firstly, the load calculation. Perform a thorough load calculation to determine the total electrical demand of the office. This will help you select the appropriate size of service entrance, feeders, and branch circuits. Secondly, the service entrance. The service entrance should be sized to accommodate the calculated load and should be installed in accordance with the National Electrical Code. Thirdly, the panel board. The panel board should be sized to accommodate the number of circuits required for the office. It should also be located in a readily accessible location. Fourthly, the branch circuits. Branch circuits should be sized and protected in accordance with the National Electrical Code. Each circuit should be clearly labeled to indicate its purpose. Fifthly, the wiring methods. The wiring methods used should be appropriate for the environment and application. Consider using conduit for exposed wiring and cable for concealed wiring. Sixthly, the grounding. The grounding system should be installed in accordance with the National Electrical Code. This will help to protect against electrical shock and prevent damage to equipment. Seventhly, the overcurrent protection. Overcurrent protection devices, such as circuit breakers and fuses, should be installed to protect the wiring and equipment from damage due to overloads and short circuits. Eighthly, the wiring devices. Wiring devices, such as receptacles and switches, should be of high quality and should be installed in accordance with the National Electrical Code. Ninthly, the lighting. Lighting should be energy efficient and should provide adequate illumination for the work area. 10thly, the ventilation. Ventilation should be adequate to prevent condensation and excessive heat buildup. Lastly, the safety. Always follow safe work practices when working with electricity. Wear appropriate personal protective equipment, such as gloves and safety glasses, to energize circuits before working on them. By following these guidelines, you can safely and economically wire portable job site offices. In conclusion, wiring portable job site offices requires careful planning and execution to ensure safety, code compliance, and cost effectiveness. Understanding the classification of these structures as temporary under the IBC is crucial, as it dictates the applicable codes and regulations. For concealed wiring, BX cable is permissible when properly secured. However, EMT is generally required for external wiring to provide adequate protection against physical damage and environmental factors. Economic wiring options include EMT conduit, surface-mounted raceway, and heavy-duty flexible cords for short-term connections. Other critical considerations include proper grounding, adequate ventilation, energy-efficient lighting, robust security measures, and fire protection equipment. Always adhere to local building codes and consult with a qualified electrician for professional guidance. Be mindful of potential hazards like moisture, dust, and vibrations when selecting wiring methods. Regular inspection and maintenance are essential for the continued safety and reliability of the electrical system. By following these guidelines, you can create a safe and efficient electrical system for portable job site offices. Remember to always prioritize safety and consult with professionals to ensure compliance with all applicable codes and regulations. This comprehensive approach will help you avoid potential hazards and ensure a reliable electrical system for your portable job site offices.